lesson. Today I am not playing my guitar. This is a secret guitar that's on its way to one of my students. Squire Stratocasters make fantastic entry-level electric guitars. Today we are tearing apart Fly As Me by Bruno Mars and Silk Sonic. But it's Bruno Mars that kind of led me onto this track. I'm a fan of his. I think he's doing some great sort of modern James Brown-esque style music, which really needs to be done. Funky as all get out. And this track is really, really fun to play on the guitar. It's got a few different parts of it. I'm going to take you through it. When you read your chart, there's a few kind of twists and turns with where you go through that chart. But basically, once you've got a couple of these parts down, you'll understand how it goes. The first bit that you heard there is that great funky bass line, guitar line. And then you land on this great E9 chord using every single one of the 6 strings across the board. And in the track you'll hear there's kind of a wah effect that has that guitar ringing on and kind of shimmering a little bit. Use it, don't use it, but it's a really nice sound. You do exactly the same thing again and do the same chord shape 2 frets down to make a D9. But of course this time you can't use that bottom E string open. So mute it with your thumb, mute it with the tip of your finger on the A string. Either way, just play those 5 strings there. That's the first part. And at the end of that D9, this brass line comes in. And you don't need to play this, of course, but if you wanted to play the brass line, start on the 7th fret of your G string and go. Then we hit this chord, which is a Hendrix chord, down on the 2nd fret. So the Hendrix chord is this E7 sharp 9, which I'm sure most people know about. If you don't, there it is, there's the shape. You can use all your open strings. You can use all your open strings, top and bottom, as well as the 4 in the middle. That's your E7 sharp 9, otherwise known as the Hendrix chord. If you move it down and put it on the 2nd fret instead of the 7th fret, and again, don't use that bottom E string now because that's not going to work in the chord, and don't use the top E string either. So just those middle 4 strings, that's your B7 sharp 9. That's what they do in this song when they go back into that riff. When he starts doing the verse, you do that again and you land on the E9 again. Then we move into what I call the bridge, because it sounds like a James Brown bridge. So we're playing octaves, and it's A, which is 5th fret E string, 7th fret D string, and you play that with your 1st and your 3rd fingers. And the trick to doing octaves is to mute the other strings, and you can pretty easily do that with this part of this hand. You let this finger touch the A string, mute that, and then the same finger actually touches the other 3 strings on the top. So even if you strummed all the strings, you'd still only hear the ones that you're actually actively pressing down on. The other ones are just touched and muted like that. So we go down to G on the 3rd fret, so that same shape goes down to 3 on the E string, 5 on the D string. Down a fret to the F sharp, and slide back up to the G. So it's right, and then there's drums. I don't ask for much. The second time round, instead of going F sharp back to G, hit the E string on the D fret. Hit the E note on the D string, which is 2nd fret D string, and then land on the A. So it's. And the way to do that, I think best, is play the D string with an upstroke. Pick or fingers, doesn't matter. Play the D string with an upstroke, and then come back down on the A string and catch the D string as well. So you go. That's how I would do that. And just as it leads into that next time round, there's this little fill. Back into the chorus. That's pretty much the whole song. The only other part that we need to kind of know is the breakdown. Now the breakdown, it comes towards the end of the song. There's no real guitar in there at all, but what I would do here is hit the E, or the open E string, or 12th fret harmonic on the E string, but it does that for 6 bars while Bruno Mars is doing his thing over the top. Then after that 6th bar, it lands on an E9 again, holds that through 2 bars, goes back to the E, open E string for another 2 bars, it lands on an E9 again, and then hits that B7 sharp 9 again. Then we move into the next part of this breakdown, and now I would go up to the 7th fret A string for that E, because I deserve to be. Move down to the D, 5th fret, then down to the C, back up to the D again, and do it again. I deserve to be somebody as fly as me. Then when it comes back up to the D, you come back up to a D9, and you hold that through a whole bunch of bars again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars maybe. It's on your chart, it's mapped out accurately, so follow it through there as you listen to the song, and you'll kind of get a good feel for where it comes in. And then after you've held that for about 6 bars, and that's how they finish it. That's the end of the song. It's really fun to play. Play along with the track, get it funky. If you want to get into the real kind of funk guitar groove, the best way to play pretty much all of this stuff is to base it on your 16th note strumming pattern, which is 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E. I don't ask for much. If you have that as your bass sort of picking direction or bass rhythm, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, you'll find which direction you'll naturally need to play those notes in. You can do it a straight up way, just going. But you'll find that if you get that up and down kind of alternate picking on 16th note patterns, it's going to sound and feel a lot funkier to play. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Fast and easy lesson, but it's really worth getting into a little bit of funk guitar, and this is a great way to do it. So see you here next time. Here's a quick shout out to Tilly. Tilly, this guitar on its way to you. By now you've got it. Hope you're having fun with it.